Across the Spider-Verse is officially out in theaters and spoilers are out there. The latest Miles Morales Spider-Man-led film is part of a trilogy of Spider-Verse films, concluding with Beyond the Spider-Verse coming out in March 2024. So it won't be terribly long for us Spidey fans to wait for the third and final conclusion. But how did Across the Spider-Verse do as a standalone film? Does it have legs on its own? Or are fans having heartburn over the whole multiverse stuff? The film brings back SHAMEIK more as Miles Morales and Earth 1610. He's designed a new suit and is missing his old friends from the first film. Miles longs for the adventures with Gwen Stacy from Earth 65, played by Haley Steinfeld. We go all the way back to the origins of her powers and the hero story. She faces massive danger when Peter Parker creates the lizard formula. Gwen is forced to take down the lizard, but she unknowingly kills her friend as well. Gwen's father, Captain George Stacy, finds her standing above Peter Parker's body, masked as Spider-Woman. He makes it a personal mission to find and arrest Spider-Woman. She seeks to escape her universe like in the first film. Suddenly, a vulture from a different dimension shows up and causes havoc. Gwen intervenes and notices Vulture glitching. She also encounters the Spider Society led by Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099. Played by Oscar Isaac. They stop the Vulture together and revisit the Spider-Verse. He hesitates to let Gwen join the Spider Society. Miguel's reservation comes from seeing the events of the first film. Gwen is also not the only Spider-Woman present. Issa Rae joins the cast of the film as Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, and a pregnant Spider-Woman. Jessica convinces Miguel to let Gwen join their team. Gwen is thrilled to escape her own reality, but she still thinks about Miles on Earth 1610 as well. On the day of his evaluation at school with his parents, Miles visits a convenience store where he meets the Spot, a scientist infused with portals on his body. In the aftermath of the explosion of the collider at Alchemax in the first film, Miles defeats Spot, but he eventually breaks free from him again and brings him to Alchemax. Spot blames Miles for his accident and accidentally transports himself into a void universe where he uses portals to travel to other universes and finds other alchemy colliders. Gwen teleports to Miles while secretly watching Spot. Spot creates a new collider that's much more powerful than ever before. Jessica Drew contacts Gwen and tells her that Miguel wishes to see her. Gwen says that she's got the whole thing handled and also leaves Miles Morales confused when she has to go back. Angered and confused, Miles jumps into the portal to join Gwen. The two end up on Earth 5101 and encounter Karan Soni as Prabhakar and Daniel Kaluuya as Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk. They confront Spot in the Alchemax Collider. He absorbs the device's power and leaves behind a big hole in Manhattan before escaping. The city begins to fall apart after disrupting a canon event. The event happened after Miles saved the captain. The captain turns out to be Prabhakar's girlfriend's father. The Spider Society then arrive to review the situation while everyone returns to headquarters on Earth 928. Hundreds of Spider-Man variants all mingle together at this Earth. The four meet with O'Hara very slowly. Peter B. Parker jumps in with his daughter, Mayday Parker. He tries hard to defend Miles, but O'Hara explains how the canon works in each Spider-Man story. Their stories are fabrics within the multiverse, which means all Spider-Men must suffer similar fates to keep and maintain a stable multiverse thread within their own character. Miles draws to an illusion he saw while fighting Spot earlier in the film. The illusion is of his father dying at the hands of Spot. This triggers him into believing that possibly the canon event of his life is his father dying. He tries to flee to go save his father back on Earth 1610. Hobie Brown quits the society while O'Hara orders the other Spider people to capture Miles. O'Hara strikes down Miles after a long and fun chase sequence. A bit of finger pointing here and there too by certain Spider-Men. Miguel tells Miles that he never was supposed to become Spider-Man. The spider that bit him actually came from an alternate universe. This made Miles Morales the first canon anomaly. Miles asks Gwen and Peter B. Parker if they knew this whole time. They nod while sharing their regression. Even more angered, Miles breaks free and heads back home to save his father, with the help of Spider-Bite, a new friend of Miles. O'Hara kicks Gwen out of the Spider Society and says that he can't trust her. He sends her back to her own universe, where Gwen meets up with her father and learns that he resigned as police captain. Gwen then realizes that you can actually rewrite canon events after a long discussion with her father. She decides to go find Miles and help him. Gwen leaves with the bootleg watch Spider-Punk dropped off to her father. Back at home, Miles tells his mother that he is Spider-Man. She's confused because there is no Spider-Man in their universe, and she doesn't even know what that is. Miles encounters his uncle Aaron, previously known as the Prowler. The confusion with the Prowler, the confusion with his mom, and now being captured by his own uncle makes Miles realize that he's on a different Earth, Earth 42, a dimension where he never gained his powers, and a dimension also where there is no Spider-Man. Miles also discovers that his father is already dead in this universe. Aaron interrogates Miles in a distant building. Morales tries to talk Aaron into understanding the good side, kind of like in the first movie a little bit, but Aaron is actually not the Prowler in this universe like in his. He meets an alternate version of himself on Earth 42, where he's the Prowler. Miguel, O'Hara, Jessica Drew, and Ben Reilly all arrive on Earth 1610 to look for Miles. They arrive just before the events leading to the death of his father. There, Gwen speaks with Rio and Jefferson about Miles. She assembles a new group of spider people to help Miles defeat the Spot. The new crew consists of Peter B. Parker, Mayday Parker, Prabhakar, Hobie Brown, Spider-Bite, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and even Spider-Ham. What a fantastic story. I enjoyed this film from beginning to the end. The dynamics between both Gwen and Miles with their parents was just super nice to see. Gwen and her father have a big misunderstanding but are able to find a common place to reconnect as a family. Miles' parents are clearly frustrated with their son and worry about him growing up. I just love to see the family message that this film sends and delivers. Chris Miller, Phil Lord, and David Callahan really took their writing to another level in the second film. The animation was gorgeous, and blending in other universes in short cameos was just a nice touch. Spider-Verse explanation wasn't even terribly confusing either. I mean, I've heard much more confusing explanations of universes before. It's Miles Morales versus himself and the Prowler. However, it's also Miles Morales versus Destiny. His father's death is a canonical event, but that won't stop Miles Morales. I can't wait to see how they expand the Spider-Verse in this third film. Gwen already assembled her team, and that will no doubt clash with the Spider Society. It's cool to see the third film bring back older characters in a nice reunion. I'm fascinated to see how Miguel's character is developed and resolved. His story is actually a pretty tragic one, just like many Spider people. And even the Spot has layers to his characters, not just holes. And the cameos were all awesome. I love seeing Spectacular Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider-Man, all cameo in the film. The chase sequence in the third act really showcases how immersive the animation has gotten to this point. I hope Beyond the Spider-Verse goes beyond animation and blends in with live action, and in short bursts, obviously. It would be incredible to see more references to events in the MCU as well, but the film just stands strong on its own. The film credits Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson as the directors. I'm rarely a fan of multiple directors, but it works well in animation. This film does a solid job weighing the multiverse, Miles' Gwen's story, and adding more characters in it all. I give the film a solid 9.2 out of 10, and I can't wait to see how the trilogy concludes next year. But let me know what you guys thought about the film, and what was your favorite part about Across the Spider-Verse? Are you excited to shorter wait for the third film? Share all those thoughts down below. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed today's topic. If you could hit that sub button, that would be awesome. Hit that like button and boost my video up on the algorithm. Click that bell so you don't miss any of my videos that get uploaded. And if you have some time to spare, check out some of these videos on your screen right now.